Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Josh, and this is your stimulus check update for the next stimulus package for Thursday, March 4th. I hope everyone is off to a good and safe start to the Thursday so far. In this video, I'll be discussing updates in regards to the current relief package and the third stimulus check. I'll also be discussing the $1,400 direct payments, where we stand now as far as passing this reconciliation bill. And then I'll be wrapping up this video by answering some of the comments and questions that I received in my previous video. But first, if you wouldn't mind real quickly liking this video, give me a big thumbs up. It really just helps with the YouTube algorithm in terms of pushing this video out to other viewers like you, and hopefully helping other people like you as well. Okay, so unfortunately, last night, even though they were hoping to bring the bill to the Senate floor, they simply ran out of time. Apparently, they're still waiting for the official cost estimate, so because of that, senators adjourned for the night. However, it is expected that the bill is finally brought to the floor today for the first procedural vote. Let's wait and see. As we all know, Republican senators aren't all that thrilled about the reconciliation bill, and one senator in Ron Johnson is willing to do all he can to slow it down. Apparently, today, once the bill reaches the floor, he plans on forcing Democrats to read the bill in its entirety. That's right, before they can even begin the 20 hours of required debate on the bill, Democrats will have to read the entire bill out loud, which is expected to be around 700 pages long. Now, it's unknown if the tape of this reading will be released on Audible or other audiobook websites, but it's highly doubtful it would be a bestseller. They say that this bill will take around 10 hours in total to read out loud, and again, considering they aren't reading a bestseller like The Great Gatsby, these 10 hours aren't necessarily going to be all that entertaining. The only way Democrats can get out of reading the entire text of the bill is through unanimous consent, so all Republicans need to do is keep at least one person on the floor throughout the entire process. What this will do is ensure that whenever Democrats ask for unanimous consent to waive the reading, Ron Johnson or whichever Republican is on the floor can block the request. Apparently, Senator Johnson says he plans to stay on the Senate floor the entire time just to ensure that Democrats can't waive the reading. In a statement, Johnson said, "It's not about delaying things, it's about educating the public about what the bill is and what the bill isn't." Of course, many Republicans are trying to talk Johnson out of doing this, as for one, this may not make them look the best, and for two, it's not going to be an incredibly exciting process. However, Republican Senator John Cornyn says he doesn't think anyone will be successful in talking him out of it. So basically, at some point today, if you're interested in having the bill read to you in its entirety and have 10 hours to spare, here's your chance. So, obviously, as you can tell, Johnson isn't the biggest fan of this bill. That, or he loves it so much that he wants it to be read out loud. Highly doubtful on the latter, though. In fact, Johnson even created a chart showing that it would take 60,230 years to spend $1.9 trillion at $1 per second. Also, that a stack of $1 trillion bills and $1 bills would be around 68,000 miles high. He showed this, of course, just to demonstrate how big this package actually is. So, after they make it through the story time today, they'll begin the 20 hours of debate. Following the 20 hours of debate, they'll dive right into the vote-a-rama, where senators will have the ability to offer as many amendments to the bill as they would like. During this process, Senator Ron Johnson already has some plans drawn up as well. Apparently, Johnson said he's going to drag out the vote-a-rama process indefinitely just to highlight how gross, as he puts it, this bill is. In a statement, Johnson said, "This isn't a virus relief really, this is a Democrat wish list setting things up for a more socialist society. And it needs to be resisted, and I'm going to lead the efforts to resistance starting today." Johnson said that money in the bill going towards education would be able to be spent through 2028, and at that point, the pandemic will be over for a long period of time. Eventually though, Johnson and Republicans will run out of amendments, but I would expect this process to go late into the night. Then, following the vote-a-rama, they'll eventually be able to have the bill voted on, which is expected to pass along party lines. Remember, the Democrats only need 50 votes in order for the bill to pass the Senate. This means that Democrats don't need a single Republican to be on board with the plan in order for it to pass their chamber. For the tiebreaker, Kamala Harris will work as the 51st vote, sending the bill off to the House for its final approval. So, with the slowing down of this bill, we can expect for the Senate to work well into the weekend, possibly passing this bill as soon as Saturday. Then, at that point, there's a very good chance that the House will be able to have the bill passed through their chamber and on President Biden's desk for his final signature at some point early next week. Despite things not going all that smoothly yesterday, the bill is still right on pace to be passed before their self-imposed deadline of March 14th. If President Biden can sign the bill into law at some point early next week, it's very possible that the next round of direct payments will begin going out at some point late next week. If the bill is signed into law next Monday or Tuesday, for example, it's very possible that payments could begin hitting bank accounts as soon as Thursday or Friday. Even though the payments are still set at $1,400 per person, unfortunately, yesterday the phase-out periods did get reduced just a little bit. Yesterday, President Biden made a compromise with moderate Democrats regarding the direct payments, making it so they would phase out much more quickly. So, for single filers, for example, the payments will phase out completely at $80,000 rather than $100,000. Obviously, Biden has been receiving a lot of backlash for doing so we'll just have to wait and see if they make any last-minute changes. In the meantime, while we wait on our lawmakers to get this bill signed into law, all we can continue to do is hang in there, stay strong, and hope for the best. Okay, so at this point in time, I'm going to move right along to answering some of the comments and questions that I received in my previous video. And if you do have any other comments or questions for me, please feel free to leave them in the comment section below. I do try to answer as many of the comments and questions as I possibly can, but for those comments and questions I'm not able to respond to, I do try to pick some of the more popular ones to answer in the next video in video form. Okay, so without further ado, let me go ahead and jump into the first comment of this video, which is from Aguilana. Aguilana says, "Hi Josh, thanks for your informative videos. Will people who file as head of household receive stimulus checks for their dependents?" Okay, thank you so much for your question, and yes, head of households will receive an additional payment of $1,400 for each dependent that they carry. So, in your case, if you have 2 dependent children, you would be receiving a combined stimulus payment of $4,200. Okay, moving right along to the next comment video, which is from Charles. Charles says, "I didn't get the first stimulus check, but I did get the second. The IRS never had my banking information. Can I add it now? Is it too late? Thank you, Josh." Okay, thank you so much for your question, and first off, I'm very sorry that you never ended up receiving your first direct payment of $1,200. In this case, what you can do is file a tax return this year claiming a recovery rebate credit of $1,200 and then list your current bank account as the one you'd like to receive your refund in. This will not only ensure that you receive the $1,200 that you missed out on from the first round, but also that the IRS has your updated banking information. Then, once they have your updated banking information on file, they'll be able to deposit the next relief payment of $1,400 in it, in addition to any future direct payments that we may be receiving. Okay, moving along to the next comment video, which is from Lily. Lily says, "Do people on SSDI have to file taxes?" Okay, thank you so much for your question, and that really depends on how much income you receive and whether or not you have a spouse that also receives an income. If SSDI benefits are the only source of income that you receive and you are single, then in that case, you don't necessarily have to file taxes. However, if you earn a separate income on top of your benefits, then you may end up owing something in taxes. With this, I would definitely recommend hiring an accountant or CPA to look into this issue. Regardless, if you haven't received your first or second direct payment and you are eligible to receive it, then filing a tax return this year would be in your best interest, as that would allow for you to receive that money. Okay, moving along to the next comment video, which is from Cheryl. Cheryl says, "If we are on SSDI, SSI, and SSA, are we going to get a check? My husband earns $50,000 per year. Will he or me get a check?" Okay, thank you so much for your question, and yes, you both should receive a combined direct payment for the next round for $2,800. On top of that, if you have any dependent children, you'll receive an additional $1,400 for them as well. Alright, so on that note, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this video. If you did enjoy the content in this video and you'd like to see more videos like it, please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. It is completely free to do so, and it's a great support to me. Also, if you'd like to receive 4 free socks from Webull, with 2 of them valued all the way up to $1,600 each, or 1 free sock from Robinhood, just for signing up and linking your bank account, please feel free to claim those free socks by clicking the link in the description box below. And finally, if you join Rakuten with my referral link in the description box below and spend at least $20, Rakuten will give you $20 cash back. This means that you can buy an item through Rakuten with one of their referral links, such as Nike, for $20, and Rakuten will give you $20 just for making that purchase. This is just an incredible deal that I would love for everyone to take advantage of. Okay, so until next time, I'll see you guys, and I hope you have a great day today.